Oh, hello. I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula. Today's film was made in 1986 and was directed by famed horror writer Stephen King. It was the first and last movie he ever directed. Let's find out why with my review of Maximum Overdrive. As the film begins, the planet Earth has become engulfed in some green vapor after passing through a comet's tail. I don't know, this paragraph makes no sense. Somehow this lack of logic is allowance enough to cause everything mechanical to go rogue, like a drawbridge, arcade games, vending machines, and an ATM that calls Stephen King an asshole.
This machine just called me an asshole!
Yes, it seems that the machines built to serve man are now bent on inconveniencing him, including trucks that have some kind of vendetta against everyone they encounter, driving a small group of survivors into an isolated gas station. Yep, you heard it right, folks. It's your standard people trapped inside a building during a token apocalypse scenario as only Stephen King can do it. Anyway, so our hero and de facto leader of the survivors is Billy, played by Emilio Estevez from The Breakfast Club. And when you're being led by this guy during the apocalypse,
I taped Larry Lester's buns together.
you're as good as dead. So when the Texas truck stop massacre begins, everyone gets the fuck inside, except the Bible salesman, who does the exact opposite after one of the demon-possessed trucks kills his car. This alone is enough stupidity to warrant a death, but you should have seen this guy earlier. So he's dead, and now the trucks are starting to organize under the leadership of Green Goblin Truck, while the survivors sort of watch for a while. Until the newlyweds here find this little survivors party and decides to crash it. Literally. Zing. Things start to get bad when all of a sudden this motherfucker pulls a rocket launcher out of nowhere, blowing up a truck. Why does this truck stop need a missile launcher? Whoa, again? Jesus, I would have saved that for the climax, but whatever. After this mayhem, Emilio Estevez has sex somewhere with this random love interest he met like 10 minutes ago. Neat. Oh yeah, the trucks are still outside. Remember that sleazy Bible salesman guy? He's still alive and they decide to rescue him for some reason. So they travel through a sewer.
Andy crawled to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. 500 yards. That's the length of 5 football fields.
But end up saving this kid instead. Wait, where do you keep getting those? The next morning, a bulldozer shows up and starts wrecking the place. You know what that means? Bazooka time! They didn't account for this, though. It kills off the owner and everyone who had less than 2 lines in the film. Oh, and this bitch.
You understand? Want to know? You can't do this! We made you!
Bazooka time! So the vehicles work out a deal using Morse code. The survivors have to feed the trucks fuel or else they'll kill them.
What about my generous proposal? Are you in, or are you out?
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
So they agree with their proposal and stop filling each truck with gas, until they eventually run out. This is bad news to the trucks who are now pissed. That doesn't matter though, because Emilio Estevez has a brilliant plan. Grenade time! Not surprisingly, the trucks are even more pissed, so the survivors get the fuck out of Dodge. When they escape, the trucks tear up the place looking for them. And wouldn't you know it, the gas station explodes! I would not have guessed it would do that. The survivors are on the road, and the remaining trucks are hunting them. The group gets alerted to the presence of a dangerous threat. Ice cream truck. Yeah, explosion fodder. They get to the docks, but they have one straggler.
Says no to me!
Bazooka time! So they escape in a motorboat. Wait, why isn't that evil? Whatever, the end. Maximum Overdrive was an entertaining movie, but it plays more like an action film than a terrifying horror film. The only thing that'll scare you is all the plot inconsistencies. Nevertheless, Maximum Overdrive is a fun flick, so I'll give it an exploding ice cream truck out of 5. See ya.
I hate those fucking trucks. I never did like trucks anyway.